also a lawyer?
Yeah. I am.
So you could conceivably be a great AG if this was... Because, and I say this because your moral core is magnificent. And I know you probably don't want it, you don't want to think about it, but I just feel like I would feel a lot better with you leading the FBI, the CIA, the NBC.
Nope. No. Listen, I just need everyone to remember what neoconservatives were up to during the Bush years. The administration, by the way, in which Liz Cheney herself served in, certainly in the State Department. Because if you're worried about unconstitutional acts like, let's say, suspending habeas corpus, that happened under Bush's watch. George W. Bush, according to the Washington Post at the time, attempted to fire 93 US attorneys for refusing to do his bidding. And his attorney general at the time, Alberto Gonzales, was like, 93, that's maybe gonna raise some eyebrows. Let's fire 8. They fired 8 attorneys general, US attorneys, I should say, specifically for political purposes, which by the way, was determined through an investigation that was conducted. Like, you wanna talk about undemocratic acts, guys? Bush stole an election, okay, in 2000. Was Liz Cheney doing anything about that?
Yeah, no.
Come on, man, like what? Let's stop laundering their reputations. What are we doing?
So there's 2 things here. First, the partisanship just blinds them. It's amazing. So that's the same Whoopi Goldberg who was telling us how evil the Cheneys were when they were Republicans. And so they were not on her team. So she's like, oh, neocon, conservative, right-wingers, terrible, no moral core at all. She flips to the Democratic team, almost identical policies. In fact, totally identical policies, except for she doesn't like Trump, right? So now I give Liz Cheney credit for the reason she doesn't like Trump is because he tried a coup against this country. So no problem with credit where credit is due, right? But her policies are the same. So, but now Whoopi flips and goes, greatest moral core of all time, and you should be in charge of policy for, well then you don't care about policy, you don't care about anything. You never cared about any of the things that you talked about. All you wanted was rah, 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 my team, my team, my team.
100%, look,
right?
Whoopi Goldberg is, as my brother likes to say it, gooch. Like she's good, she's comfortable, she's happy. And when your financial stability and your comfort is secured, honestly, politics just becomes a sporting event, right? And you just want your team to win. And the thing that's so frustrating to me is, look, I don't know what Whoopi Goldberg is aware of and what she's unaware of, right? I don't remember her commenting on politics back during the Bush era. So maybe she's totally unaware that Bush suspended habeas corpus for anyone who was simply suspected of being an enemy combatant, which by the way, prevented individuals from legally challenging their detention. That's what that did. It was so egregious that the Supreme Court overturned the suspension of habeas corpus because it was unconstitutional 2 years later.
And what are we talking about? Liz Cheney's a neocon. She was 100% in favor of the Iraq war. She has the same exact policies as Dick Cheney, her father.
In favor of torture, till this day refuses to say it was the wrong thing to do.
In favor of warrantless wiretapping, in favor of giant corporate tax cuts, both under Bush and Donald Trump. So wait, the person in favor of torture has an incredible moral core? And that's the other thing. So look, this is what we're afraid of. Donald Trump's a monster. I don't want that guy anywhere near power again. I'm afraid that he won't leave. So we've got to vote for Kamala Harris. But now the establishment knows that. So the establishment's like, oh great, let's bring in all the worst Republicans on earth and put them inside the Democratic Party and then make them attorney general. That's one of the 4 most important posts in the entire government. And giving it to a Cheney, the Democrats? You must be out of your mind, Whoopi Goldberg.
I have to tell you, one of the funniest tweets that I've read was from a guy who's like, oh my God, George W. Bush refuses to endorse Kamala Harris. We see you for who you really are now. No. He did Kamala a favor, okay? George W. Bush, not popular. Let me just give you the numbers real quick and then we gotta wrap up. In a December 2008 Pew Research Center survey, just 11% said Bush will be remembered as an outstanding or above average president. By far the lowest positive end of term rating for any of the past 4 presidents. But not if you ask Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, they're doing a great job. Again, The View right now is like a laundromat for neoconservatives.
Yeah, I don't want the neocons in our party. And so thank you, Liz Cheney, appreciate it. I'm sure you'll be spectacularly wealthy as a lobbyist, but put her in charge of the CIA. Who did the torture?
Oh my God.
The CIA did. So that's the View going, yay, Democrats are Republicans now. Now we'll be doing the torture because our moral core is so magnificent. So no, I hope Kamala Harris doesn't make that mistake. She'll probably get something for sure, Liz Cheney will, right? And why did you pick the Cheneys? Why didn't you just pick Adam Kinzinger or 100 other Republicans who are never Trumpers? Why did you have to go to the worst of them? So don't listen to that crap. You guys get it. Trump's terrible. That doesn't make Liz and Dick Cheney and George Bush wonderful. It's not a hard concept to understand unless you're on The View. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.